If you just watched the Stranger Things finale, you're probably still processing everything that went down. But one of the biggest revelations was the true nature of VECNA'S connection to the Mind Flayer. For 5 seasons, we've been trying to figure out who's really in control. Was VECNA just a puppet? Or was he the puppet master all along? Well, the finale finally gave us answers, and they're way more complex than we thought. So let's break down VECNA'S entire connection to the Mind Flayer, from the very beginning to that epic final battle. Everything started in 1959 with a briefcase. In Volume 2, we saw young Henry Creel stumble upon a wounded Russian spy in a mine shaft. The man was carrying a mysterious metallic briefcase, and when he shot Henry in self-defense, Henry killed him with a rock and opened the case. Here's where it gets crazy. That briefcase contained upside-down particles that the Russian spy had stolen from a military base studying Dimension X and the Mind Flayer. When young Henry opened it, black particles from the abyss surged into his body through his wound. He was flayed. Right there in that cave, the Mind Flayer's essence entered him and changed his biology forever. In the finale, we finally see the complete memory. As the particles seep into Henry's body, we cut to the abyss, where the Mind Flayer is waiting. Its disembodied voice tells him, "Find me." This was the beginning of Henry's transformation into VECNA. The Mind Flayer didn't just give him powers, it fundamentally changed who he was and set him on a path toward becoming the monster we know. So, this raises the million-dollar question. Was Henry Creel a victim, or did he choose this path? The Duffer Brothers intentionally left this ambiguous, and it's brilliant. When Will Byers confronts VECNA in the finale, he tries to reason with him. Will knows what it's like to be controlled by the Mind Flayer. He sees Henry as a victim, a vessel who was manipulated as a child. Will pleads with him to fight back, to reject the Mind Flayer's influence. But here's the twist. VECNA refuses. He tells Will that the Mind Flayer showed him that the world is broken, that humanity is broken. He admits he wasn't controlled by the creature, and he didn't control it either. They worked together. They became partners in destruction. Ross Duffer explained that they considered giving VECNA a redemption arc, like Billy got in Season 3. But VECNA had gone too far. He had to justify everything he'd done, and the only way to do that was to claim he chose it. Jamie Campbell Bower said this moment was when he truly felt human again, which makes it even more tragic. The humanity was still there, buried deep, but VECNA couldn't let himself acknowledge it. Now let's talk about what the finale revealed about VECNA'S lair in the abyss. Remember that creepy hand-shaped structure where VECNA kept the kidnapped kids in the pain tree? That wasn't just a lair he built. That was the Mind Flayer itself. When the crew finally reaches the abyss to rescue the children, VECNA'S hand creature roars to life and transforms into the massive, spider-like Mind Flayer we've seen throughout the series. This confirms what many fans suspected. VECNA and the Mind Flayer were never truly separate entities. VECNA'S physical form in the abyss was literally built from the Mind Flayer's body. The hive mind connected them. When Eleven entered the Mind Flayer's body to fight VECNA one-on-one, she discovered he was inside the creature, using it as both armor and a weapon. They had become one entity with 2 consciousnesses working in perfect, twisted harmony. This explains so much about VECNA'S powers. His ability to create the hive mind, to control creatures from the upside down, to twist reality itself. He wasn't borrowing the Mind Flayer's power, he was part of it. The flaying process in that cave decades ago had merged their essences permanently. So, how do you kill something that's become part of an interdimensional entity? The plan was genius. 11, Kaylee, and Max entered VECNA'S mind to attack him psychically while the rest of the crew climbed into the abyss to weaken the Mind Flayer physically. Because of the hive-mind connection, hurting one meant hurting the other. Nancy led the charge against the Mind Flayer, distracting it so the crew could attack its weak points with bombs and fire. Meanwhile, inside the creature, 11 fought VECNA directly. But it was Will who turned the tide. Using his own connection to the hive mind and his newly awakened psychic abilities, Will weakened VECNA from within. With that crucial edge, 11 impaled Vecna on one of the Mind Flayer's internal teeth. But here's what makes this moment perfect. It was Joyce Byers who delivered the killing blow. Joyce, the first person to believe something was wrong back in Season 1, got to end it. She beheaded Vecna with an axe in her final words. "You fucked with the wrong family." With Vecna dead, the Mind Flayer collapsed. The hive mind shattered. And when they detonated the bomb in the Upside Down, the entire bridge between dimensions collapsed, sealing off the abyss forever. So there you have it. Vecna's connection to the Mind Flayer was never about control. It was about partnership, about two entities recognizing darkness in each other and choosing to merge. Henry Creel may have started as a victim, but he embraced what he became. He and the Mind Flayer didn't just work together, they became one nightmare. And it took the entire party working together to finally end it. What did you think of this revelation? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more Stranger Things content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.